The interim governor, Alan J. Stevens, visited the construction works of the desalination plant and its network installation, both projects that are being led by Findeter.
During the visit, the governor learned firsthand how the progress of this work is going, and with members of his cabinet inspected with Findeter the execution times of these works.
Ya vemos claro cómo van los avances.
We see how the progress is going from the point where the 50-liter plant is and everything that has to do with the pressure pipe that reaches the storage tank, both in the sector of the hill, specifically Barker's Hill, as well as in the sector next to the First Baptist Church. We are pleased to see how the works are progressing. We are pleased to be very close to the community and to be listening to their doubts regarding the progress. The dynamic continues. We as the departmental government will continue to give the necessary support so that the works go smoothly.
The professional supervisor of Findeter also tells us which are the works front of this project.
This desalination plant project has basically three sources. The first one is the water collection, which will be done by directly capturing water from the sea in San Luis, and the whole system of pumps and plants will be in the Lax Bight area. Then there is the 50-liter capacity plant that will have all of the latest technology equipment to treat this type of water.
This project is expected to benefit the entire rural area of the island, thus improving the frequency and supply of water in these sectors, in addition to improving the supply in the island through the renovation of the networks.
And the increase in COVID cases continues in the department. 65 new cases were recorded today for the archipelago, according to the report of the National Health Institute.
Today, there are more than 230 active cases in the department, adding up to 65 new infections detected for the archipelago. According to the report of the National Institute of Health, 3,239 positive cases have been registered in San Andres and Old Providence until today, April 21st. As of the beginning of this broadcast, no information on the new confirmed cases have been published locally. The last local report by the administration on April 19 indicated that on the island there were 121 active cases, 2,893 recovered, and 49 deceased. The ICU occupancy was at 41%, and there were 48 active cases on hold. Teleislas News will continue to await an update report from the departmental administration.
And in other news, creating awareness among visitors is the main objective of the workshop that the National Police in the department carried out for the mandatory use of face masks.
COVID has not gone away. With this phrase, the National Police tries to promote the importance of compliance with biosecurity protocols that both tourists and residents must take into account to control the spread of the COVID in the archipelago. According to the Captain Diana Delgado, the Chief of Special Services Protection Section of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina, more than 10,000 face masks have been handed out.
We
have been carrying out prevention activities practically since Easter week, making tourists aware of the importance of wearing a face mask. In an alliance with Pro Archipelago, we are handing out face masks and we have practically given away more than 10,000.
This activity has been carried out in different tourist attractions of the island and it has generated good results.
It has really been very beneficial because tourists are aware of the problems that are occurring in the interior of the country.
Some people agree with this because according to the visitors and residents, this campaign is necessary and very important.
Excellent. Excellent. I lost my face mask on the beach and the police gave me one. I think it's a great idea.
Pues me parece muy bien.
I think it is very good, but they are behind in that because they can create more awareness among the tourists, because for us who live from tourism, it's very good that they visit us and everything, but not like that.
I think it's good. You have to take care of yourself and other people, not only of yourself. These are necessary measures.
The institution will continue with these campaigns on the beaches and sectors where the flow of tourists is higher, and it also extends the invitation to residents to wear their face masks, keep their distance, and wash their hands constantly.
And the Superior Court of the Archipelago seeks the participation of professionals of the island to apply for the vacancy currently offered by the entity.
The presidency of the Superior Court of the Judicial District of the Archipelago Department opened a call for those interested in filling the position of the first criminal judge of the circuit of the department. It is noteworthy that the previous occupancy of this position was the lawyer Gonzalo Bui, who died in recent days. Due to this, the court seeks to fill this vacancy. The applicants to fill the position must be professional in law with 4 years of experience. The call for the application will be open until April 26th of this year until 10 o'clock in the morning. The General Secretariat of the entity has set up an email address to receive information from the applicant.
And taking into account that April is the National Children's Month, different entities have been carrying out activities to commemorate the date. This is why the National Navy, together with the Secretariat of Social Development, have been visiting the most vulnerable children of the archipelago, bringing joy to different neighborhoods of the island. Here is the note.
The specific command of San Andres and Old Providence with its Army, Navy and police components coordinated and supporting the Social Development Secretariat that is leading a program along with the First Lady of the nation, focused on children, offering a space for recreation to the most vulnerable neighborhoods of San Andres.
On the other hand, the coordinator of the Children Program for the Secretary of Social Development, Silvia Hernandez-Sams, commented a little more on the activity.
We have been carrying out activities in different sectors in commemoration of Children's Day. That is why today we are in the Santa Ana sector to share with the children and adolescents, bringing them games and activities so that they can celebrate and commemorate this day.
More than 180 children from the island's neighborhood have benefited from the Children's Day commemorative to today, while they will also show how to strictly follow the biosecurity protocols.
And several citizens of Old Providence have shown their dissatisfaction on social media regarding the arrival of bills from the energy production company Sopesa with accumulated charges for several months.
The government one thing. If they were charging for everything, Providence, because the little gamba when giving, in they charge for that, they were charging for like bill for 6 months when we don't have no money to pay that. They were charging for the post stop, they were charging for the post them when they bill like everything when they put Providence, they were charging for it.
Indignation. This is what the people of Old Providence feel after the arrival of the electricity bill that shows several months in arrears. A new blow to the fragile economy of the families of the municipality.
So I want to know what they happen. What kind of right we got? If the government say when pay for the light bill 6 months to wait, why for person they bring light bill low right now? I want to charge the people them.
Some see this move as unfair and others as outrageous.
Surprising that Sopesa is collecting 5 months and 6 months accumulative light bill, when we expected that if really nobody did want to respond for us, they could present the receipt monthly by monthly. Now today we are with a receipt with 5 months accumulated and no one have a work nor something to defend themselves. If it's so difficult to eat here, imagine to pay a light bill for 6 and 4 million pesos. So we're calling attention to the national government, the departmental, and also the local government to put hand in this and find a solution for the community.
Among the receipts, there are charges for businesses that ceased to exist on November 16, 2020. This means that they were wiped off the map by Hurricane Iota. However, they have 3 months of charges since January.
Sad about what going on with the light bill system, Providence, because after 5 months, where we pass through the hurricane, then come and send a light bill receipt to collect all them months behind. So it's not just with the community and with the people, them with all where they pass. I think the government should try to help us with this situation and pay them months. And then if they want to collect month by month consume, then should do it. But now wait till all them months pass and then they collect it.
Teleislas News visited Sopesa's facilities to find out about their position regarding the accumulated charges. But so far, the interview has not been completed.
And yesterday, the Municipal Government Secretariat reopened the process of updating and purging the single registry for victims due to the new inconsistencies in the list.
Since yesterday, a new opening in the single registry of victims, better known as RUD, began. This is due to the inconsistencies that were found in that list during the process of verification with the National Civil Registry database.
En ese cruce
In this cross-check, some inconsistencies have been found in different criteria. The number of the ID card does not match the name of the person, either because it is misspelled or because perhaps a number was entered incorrectly, or suddenly that number does not correspond to the name.
There is also the possibility that the document number does not match with the type, whether it be cedular, identity card, or the civil registry. However, it is essential that the information in the RUD matches the national database.
En ese sentido, estamos solicitando.
Because of the inconsistencies, we are requesting people that appear on the list to send us their documents so that we can make the endorsement of the RUD before the Municipal Council of Risk Management, which is the instance that endorses that registry. We are requesting that they send us a copy of their document either via email or physically for us to make the validation.
This process would ratify the RUD already existing in the municipality. It is important to note that the reception of these documents closes at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, and the validation will be done on Friday before the Municipal Council of Risk Management.
And in our Community Chronicle, we bring you the story of a woman who lost her home due to a fire and today lives in the remains of the bar room left by the flames.
A year and a half ago, a devastating fire left Miss Erminda Ford, her children, and her foster grandchildren homeless. The fire, whose origin is still unknown, completely consumed her small wooden house and left only a few stairs and a bathroom, which today is the home to this humble 74-year-old woman. We answered the call of the community and arrived at the sector known as Fort Corner to the south of the island. There, Miss Erminda welcomed us with a smile and with her hands full of mud from her day dedicated to the plants that she likes to sow. When she sees the camera, she hides, but still points out what is now her home. She accommodates a mattress in a bathroom, and with a couple of blankets, she shelters from the winds and mosquitoes. She keeps her belongings in the same space, and 4 days ago, she turned it into her new home. She says that after the fire, she took shelter with some neighbors, but her desire was not to bother anyone, so she preferred to return to the remains left by the devastating fire. Without being able to articulate words, Miss Erminda leaves the work to her neighbors, and today they are the ones who tell her story.
One day when we was home, we hear them say, fire. And we was weird and said, down by Alfred on the house, so everybody run come this side. But when we get by, was a little boat house, everything burned up. But nobody never know where Miss Erminda is. Everybody say, lad, Miss Erminda, I'm hoping up in the house. But after, then call and get find out, say, no, she went to our tent. But then don't save nothing. Everything burned up. So, well, the neighbor then taking Miss Erminda, and next man taking Alfredo, and the next woman taking the next boy down by them. But now is a year, 5 months, that they say they want them back by themselves. Because nothing when you living by people place, they want to get home that you do what you want in your house and no help.
Her life changed completely. Her son and grandchildren who used to live with her are sheltered in another house, and now she bathes and cooks outdoors. All this right in front of the remains of her home. The evidence of this are the pots and plates around the place and the burnt firewood that she points out while she smiles. Her neighbors ask for help and protection, especially considering that she's an elderly person.
The Constitutional Court in the sentence C-513 of 2014 says that the state can and should, as a concurrent responsibility, have special care with the elderly person and offer them decent housing, aqueduct, drinking water, basic sanitation, recreation, and a healthy environment. And in this case, we see that there is none of that.
Despite the adversities, Ms. Erminda has managed to cope with the situation. She says that by selling her plants and with the help of her neighbors, she managed to survive, and when we ask how she feels, she always responds with hope. Today, more than ever, her faith is placed in being able to receive the necessary help to return to have a decent roof and leave behind the bathroom that today has become her home.